the storage that comes with it has a total of 3,500 cycles. So which means that if this device can actually last you for a very long time. So if you say 3,500 cycles, it basically means that if you are charging and discharging it once in a day, so it can actually span a period of 10 years. So that's basically what the number of cycles means. And also around the fact that so perhaps after the session, we can visit our stand. So the device is quite very rugged. It has rubberized edges. So which means that when it falls, so it's not, you don't have the fear of the system breaking or shattering because the material that is used with it. So basically, to make sure that the system is very, very durable. So then also the fact that it's lightweight. So you just pick it up, put it in your car, and just carry it around to be able to utilize it. So then the other part is around being eco-friendly. So being eco-friendly basically means that, so let's say, let's assume you go for a night vigil, or you're a Muslim and it's the period for Ramadan. You can just hook it up in the middle of the night and just utilize it without disturbing any of your neighbors. Okay, I've talked about the fact that it has 3,500 cycles, which means it can last you for a very long time, and also around high efficiency. So it uses a lithium ferrophosphate battery. It's a very high reliable system, and also it is plug and play, so it's portable. You don't need to add any system. You don't need to do any form of connection. No need for installation. Just pick up the device and start using it. Then also that you can charge with the grid, with generator and solar panels. Okay, so who are our current targets? So our targets are corporate professionals. So let's say you're on your way for a meeting, you can quickly pick it up, hook your laptop to it, and you can start, you can get your activities done. Then also for techies and geeks, so people that are working remotely. Then also for creative, so if you are the kind of people that, let's say you are rendering 3D designs, we know that that takes a long time for you to get done. So this device is for you. And perhaps I have a fellow 3D designer in-house. So one inherent problem with doing 3D designs is that it can actually take you, let's say, a day to actually print out a 3D enclosure. So, and we know that the moment there's any interruption in the process, you have to start all over again. So a device like this is actually the way to go. All right, so another part is around entertainers. So let's say you're a disc jockey and you don't want to rely, you don't want any form of interruption to break let's say the entertainment, then this is also a good device for you as well. So, and also for entrepreneurs. So let's say you run a cold room, you have freezers, so you can actually power your freezers with this as well. All right, so, and also for the educators. So let's say you work in remote areas and you need to prepare, let's say, slides and PowerPoint for your students. This is also for you as well. So, and kindly give me the opportunity to quickly just talk about some of our other devices. Okay, so we have so these are the range of our products. We have the lithium ferrophosphate battery, which is a direct replacement for lead acid batteries. We also have the portable solar generator, our Blue Box series, which is for residential users. We also have the Opulence series, which is also for residential as well as commercial users. And the good thing about this is that it's not only sleek, but it has a lot of functionalities around remote monitoring, remote control, and is actually a device you can just place in your living room. So, and this is, that's basically that. Thank you very much, everyone.
Don't worry, I would ensure that I tell people to come over to your stand. Please, can you help me hand this over to? Thank you. We need to move very quickly. The ladies from Methodist Girls Secondary School, Yaba, should please get ready for their product demo. Methodist Girls Secondary School, Yaba. Are they ready? Are you ready? All right, just as soon as you're ready, let me know. Okay? Now, while we are waiting for that, very, very quickly, you can please go to the red carpet to take pictures at one point or another. And when you're posting your pictures on Instagram, on Facebook, or any platform you want to put it on, please remember to put the hashtag Ictel 2024. What's our rallying call again? Our rallying call, anybody? Say it. Don't be afraid, say it. 10 times what? 10 times the tech, 10 times the expo. The reason why we have that rallying call is because this is the 10th anniversary, and this is what, keep coming, I'm stalling for you. This is the 10th anniversary of Ictel Expo, and for whatever it is worth, anything you've done in 10 years is worthy of celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Methodist Girls Secondary School ladies as they come up for their presentation. Do you need another mic? Yes. Do you need another mic? Another
mic. Good day, everyone. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. My name is Kazim Omobalaji, and with me
Bolaji Emanuela. Kazim Bolarenwa.
we are here to talk about our project. To start, the background of our video. Next slide, please. I believe to fully understand science, one needs to perform well in all their science subjects as a student. But during our research, it was discovered that a large percentage of students have been performing poorly in their science subject, especially chemistry. Next slide, please. So many high school students and university students have found it very difficult and have been struggling to understand chemistry. As it is written there, chemistry had been regarded as a difficult subject for students by many researchers, teachers, and science educators. Over to my partner here, Emanuela, who would help us state the problems and the reason for our video.
Thank you, Bolaji.
Next slide, please. Next slide.
The chemistry curricula commonly incorporates many abstract topics, which tends to be difficult for students from high school and universities. So, the main difficulties of chemistry are its abstract nature and words from everyday languages with different meanings. One of the difficult topics of chemistry is chemical bonding. Students find chemical bonding difficult because of its varieties of abstract nature. Next slide, please. Many of the students from high schools and universities find chemistry difficult because of their lack of critical thinking and their lack of experimental activities. Next slide, please. Reasons for the video. The reason for this video is to educate and empower students' knowledge about chemistry. Chemistry teaching, which is carried out with the use of multimedia method with animation content, can be very beneficial and advantageous to students. A situation whereby the appropriate infrastructures and laboratory apparatus are not available. A computer-aided teaching method with animation content can prove to be very beneficial to both the educator and the students. Over to to my partner Bolariwa, which will take us on the effects of the video and how to make the video.
Thank you, Emanuela. Next slide. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Okay, it has been clearly understood from our typical observations that students mostly fail chemistry more than their other science subjects. So this video actually aid in helping them think better and relate with the subject. You can use Canva for that, and you build up your video, and you can share to your friends, and you can also get it from them. So before we leave, me and my team actually made a little video for you guys to watch and learn from.
Welcome to our channel. Welcome to chemical bonding. Understanding the basics. Today, Professor Bond and his students will teach us about the different types of chemical bonds. Ready to explore the world of chemistry? Let's get started. To understand chemical bonding, we need to start with atoms. Atoms are made up of a nucleus containing protons and neutrons, surrounded by electrons that orbit in different energy levels. Atoms bond to achieve a more stable electron configuration. They do this by sharing, gaining, or losing electrons to fill their outer electron shells.
We've impressed the boy.
One type of bond is the ionic bond. This occurs when one atom donates an electron to another atom, creating positively and negatively charged ions that attract each other. For example, sodium NaC can donate an electron to chlorine Cl, forming NaCl ions. Another type of bond is the covalent bond. This happens when atoms share electrons to achieve a full outer shell. For example, two hydrogen atoms each share electrons to form a hydrogen molecule H2. The third type of bond is the metallic bond. In metals, atoms are arranged in a lattice structure, and electrons move freely between them. This sea of electrons allows metals to conduct electricity and heat. To sum up, we have ionic bonds where electrons are transferred, covalent bonds where electrons are shared, and metallic bonds with a sea of electrons. These bonds are essential in forming the substances we use every day, like salt ionic bond, water covalent bond, and copper wire metallic bond. Great job. Today we learned about the basic types of chemical bonds and how they form. Thanks for joining Professor Bond and his students on this chemistry adventure. See you next time.
Stop. Look at the word.
As a chemistry student, my teacher made one game. It's called PhET. It's a stimulation. It is used to determine the acidity, basicity, and the neutralization of substances. So the game is used for better understanding of the topic. So we have seen that through this video, we can understand chemistry topics better, other than our teachers wasting time talking, and we still don't gain anything. Thank you.
A round of applause for them. It takes guts to stand on a podium like this and speak to people. Those are ladies from Methodist Girls Secondary School, Yaba, Lagos. I didn't hear that. Methodist Girls High School. I stand corrected. Thank you. All right, we are moving on to the next batch of product demos and launches. I hope CY and Eze are ready for me.
Yes, they're ready.
Where's your face?
Can you see me?
Where am I looking?
Camera.
Okay. So CY, Eze, how many stands are you going to today? At this point, rather.
Yeah, 5. We are going to be visiting 5 stands.
All right.
Yep.
You know the drill. 2 minutes per stand, please.
Yes, 2 minutes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be bringing you product launches and product demos on the screen. I'd like to please encourage everyone to sit down. There are empty seats in the hall. Ictel Expo is for everyone. I know that you're excited to go around the stalls, but you might as well sit down here and see what each exhibitor has to offer. On that note, I hand over to CY and Eze.
Yeah, thank you very much, commonly distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we are right here at AfriPower. So, AfriPower, good afternoon. We'd like to have a few chats with you. Can you just tell us your name and what your company stands for?
My name is Srinivas Pilla. I am the founder and CEO of AfriPower. AfriPower is into reliable, efficient energy business. Our products are made in India products. We bring these products from India. Basically, our main focus is into pure sine wave inverters, solar hybrid inverters, tubular batteries, high capacity online UPS, and solar panels.
All right, thank you very much. Can you just tell us what stands the company or your brand apart from the competitors in the ICT industry?
Our brand has high quality products, and as you know, these are made in India products. So we bring in the latest technology. Like we have some of the features which are not available in other competitors. We have in our inverters a bypass switch, which means that if anything goes wrong with our products, the customer need not worry in the middle of the night. He can just go to the bypass switch and at least have a good sleep for that night. And next day morning, the engineer can come and repair the inverters.
All right, thank you very much, AfriPower, for the chat. Wish you well time here. Thanks so much. So we'd like to encourage our audience to quickly see all our exhibitors. At this point in time, at this point in time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll be visiting Accentry Services Limited. Accentry Services Limited, how are you doing, sir? I would like to have a peek into what your company represents in the ICT industry.
Okay. Accentry Services Limited is basically an ICT consulting company. So what we do is that we implement different business solutions to companies as they come. One of our solutions that we implement is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. So basically, it's a business management solution that incorporates all business functionality in one. So from sales to purchasing to inventory management, manufacturing, and so on and so forth. We also help businesses implement Microsoft Power BI because we are a major player with Microsoft, we are a partner. Microsoft BI helps business to visualize their data. So whatever your database is, Microsoft BI can help you visualize those data. Now, we have our in-house solutions like TechWorks. TechWorks is simply a platform that bridges the gap between tech talent and businesses. So tech talent can come, look at businesses that need or that want tech talent to work on their projects, and they can actually bid for those tech projects. Then we have the Ascent HR and Payroll, which is basically an HRM solution and also payroll solution. Then we have Ascent Professionals, which is a project management solution.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Accentry. Great service, great solution. Thank you very much for your time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll move over to the next stand, which is Wayfair Travels. How are you, Wayfair Travels? Please, may we know your name and what your company represents in the ICT industry?
Okay, my name is Temi Omoyeni, and I'm the business manager at Wayfair Travels. At Wayfair Travels, we majorly focus on holiday packages, and it cuts across between retail angle and the corporate angles. So for both products, we service majorly companies that wish to reward their sales team with a travel incentive. Most especially, we also focus on companies that have distributors that distribute their products within Nigeria and Africa, and they wish to use travel as a form of rewarding them by meeting up with their target. So we have some companies that we have done this with over the years, and just recently we just concluded a trip from the Europe with a major company in the mobile industry. So for us as a travel, that we belong into the travel space, we do not only limit ourselves within the travel space. We service all other industries. Talk of the tech industry, talk of the communication industry, talk about the mobile technologies industry, talk about the constructions. We service all of them as long as they have sales team and they have production team, and as long as they have distributors around Nigeria and all West Africa. So majorly, apart from the corporate angle, I mentioned about the retail angle. Now for the retail angle, we service families that would love to go on family vacations within Africa, in Lagos, within Nigeria, and within West Africa. We also service people that they don't know each other. They just want to come together as a group and have fun. So one of the things we service and we do in order to return your money back to you as something that is worthwhile is fun. So when you travel with Wayfair Travels, one thing you keep in mind is that Wayfair is going to give you fun combined with excellence, and at the end of the day, you enjoy your money with a return of travel.
Beautiful. The keyword there, fun combined with excellence. Thank you very much, Wayfair. Beautiful. At this point in time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, would be seeing AWPS Renewable Energy. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today? Hope you are enjoying yourself. Interesting. Would like to have, we have an interest in knowing what you are up to, what your solutions are. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity you are giving to us. Yinka Iwemoje is my name. You can just call me Joe. Joe, AWPS. We've been in the business since 2013, and it's been very interesting. We've come a long way to have a pact with Solax. It's a giant from China, and they've been doing so well. I'll tell you some highlights of our products. 10 years warranty. If you could shop around for that and get that, it's fine. But we can also finance your product for you. Some will say it's high-end, it's a bit expensive. Yes, it may be, but if you prioritize it over 10 years, you know you are getting a fair deal for whatever you are doing. So, if we are giving you 10 years warranty on this, and we could also finance it for you, it means that it's much more easier for you to possess this and enjoy power supply. And one thing is that many of our customers, they are pulling away from grid. And you could also set it that I don't want to spend more than 10,000 naira or 15,000 naira a month on grid anymore. So it's very interesting all the way. Our customers have come back many times with referrals because they see what they enjoy. This is a 30 kilowatt inverter. This is a 15 kilowatt inverter. We have this one as 6. This is 2.5, and that is 3.68. We could stack this one for up to 9. And then we can connect 13 in series. It is for home use. It is for businesses. Many more businesses are subscribing to us now.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for the chat time with you. Please be assured that you have potential customers here today. They will be visiting your stands. Thank you very much. Fantastic job. Lastly, we'll be visiting, before we go to the next session, we'll be visiting Sotec Africa Limited. Sotec Africa Limited? Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today? I would like to meet you and also know your brand. What are your solutions and how can we benefit from them? Thank you.
Good day, everybody. Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Seton Seno. The name of our brand is Sotec Africa. The services we provide are smart home automation. We are one of the foremost smart home automation company in Nigeria. We provide training, we beautify your home, we automate everything you have in your house, from your lighting to your home, to your AC, to everything you have at home. We can help you to ensure that all your appliances can be controlled from one location. And we've trained a lot of people, and some of the benefit of smart home automation is that it helps you to save energy. You have ability to be able to control your appliances from anywhere and many other things. Apart from that, we have other solutions like IoT cold chain management. Those people that are into logistics, if you want to carry your goods, your medicine, your drugs for a very long period, we have solutions that can help you to monitor the temperature changes over a very longer period of time. We also provide renewable solution. We also provide solutions for those that want to go into smart farmings and agribusiness. And also, we also help businesses to do mobile app. We have a platform that we call Sotec app that you can go there and develop your own mobile app yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sotec Africa. That's robust solution. Thank you very much. We'll be coming again to have a chat with you. Comely, please, for the last time, we'd like to visit a stand here, Energy Solar. Energy Solar, how are you doing today? Please, we would like to have a chat with you and also know what are your solutions, what are your brands, what is the unique selling point that you've come with today? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Toyi Bolalikon, and I'm the manager of engineering for Energy Solar Limited. Basically, what we have here today are some of our solutions for renewable energy systems. And the first one we have here is the portable solar generator. And it's actually a recent product by Energy Solar Limited, designed in-house by our R&D team. And what the portable solar generator is a device that is able to store energy and able to supply energy when it is needed. One good thing about it is the fact that this device is able to charge within 2 hours. So once you plug it into a grid, so within 2 hours, it charges up fully, and you're able to use it to power your load. And for this particular version, we have 2.2 kVA, which basically means that you can power a load of 2.2 kVA with a surge capacity of 4 kilowatts. So which means that for loads like induction machines, or maybe a fridge that has to pull a lot of initial power from the device, so this can actually work. For that. So, the good thing about it again is that you are able to visualize the total number of hours that you can use on the system. So we have 16.1 hours here, based on how long on the load. On the load that's currently connected to it. So then you have a lot of DC load. So for instance, you have a Type-C port here that can directly hook up to, let's say, your tablet or your phone, right? So then you can power common loads like your washing machine, your pressing iron, a small pressing iron, to quickly just serve you when you need it. So we also have many other products as well. So we have this lithium ferrophosphate battery here, and it is a 12.8 volts 100 amp hour battery. So this battery is designed to be a direct replacement for lead acid battery. So it currently has a 2,500 charge discharge cycle. So which means that when you get it, so for regular lead acid batteries, so usually within three years, you have to the capacity gets depleted. So but this one actually gives you almost 6 years of usage. So then we also have what we call the energy lights, so which is a 5 kVA inverter system. So it's a hybrid inverter. So it has an MPPT inbuilt, and it's also able to connect to smart batteries. So the likes of Pylon Tech, the likes of Wacom, and many other smart batteries that we have in the market today. So what we have down here is a 24 volts, 85 ampere lithium ferrophosphate battery, which is the higher capacity for this system. So the next device on our list is a 1.2 kVA portable solar generator. So it is just a sister to this other portable solar generator here with a lower capacity, but it's able to also serve our users equally. So, and it also has 2 AC outputs as well as multiple DC outputs as well. So just a little bit lower in terms of capacity to this. Then we have what we call the Opulence, the Energy Opulence series. So this is one of our novel solution. And this solution, we are able to to parallel it up to 45 kVA. So this comes as a module. So this is a 5 kVA solution. So we can stack it up to 45 kVA. So that means you can have 9 of these in parallel. So we also have the storage, the battery as well, up to 60 kilowatt hour storage. So you basically just put it up together to be able to match up with your load requirements. One other product that we would also like to talk about is products for residential users. So we call it the Energy Blue Box. So we don't have a sample here today, but that particular solution is also for residential users, and it's also it's a containerized solution. So that means we can build it up from 5 kVA up to 60 kilowatts systems.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Energy Solar Limited. Thank you very much. Of course, audiences will be coming here to see your product and also to patronize you. You have one. All right.
We have a website, shop.energy.com, where all of our solutions are also listed.
All right, thank you. Interesting solution there by Energy Limited, Energy Solar Limited. All right, thank you very much. Over to you, Kamli.
Eze, thank you very much. But you owe me a fine. You spent over 2 years with Energy. Thank you so much, Eze, for taking us around the stalls.
Great.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we would proceed with the order of events as programmed. 10 times the tech. 10 times the tech, 10 times the expo. All right, very, very quickly, we'll be moving on to the first panel session for this event. And today we'll be taking a look at the fintech sector. Can I please encourage us to come back to the hall and take our seats, please? Also, if you find an empty seat in front of you, please fill it up. We're about to start the panel session. And for this panel session, we'll be taking a look at the impact of regulations on fintech operations and innovation. Regulations play a very critical role when it comes to the fintech landscape. And it influences operation, innovation, it influences the product, it influences, how the company markets their products and all of that. And in this rapidly evolving sector, it is very critical to assess both the positive and the negative sides of regulation, the kind of damage, that it can wrought, or the kind of advantage that it has for fintech companies. That said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up the moderator of this panel session. As it comes up, please, ladies and gentlemen, we have an agreement. A round of applause as each person comes up stage. Can I please have your attention? Mr. Sunday, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Hakeem Olajide, a chartered accountant, a Microsoft certified business solutions consultant. He has a long career spanning audit, accounting, finance, business consulting, and technology. Mr. Olajide has held several important positions, such as partner in an audit and chief financial officer in a large conglomerate. Mr. Olajide's technology and consultancy experience cuts across several industries like banking, manufacturing, trading, and telecommunication. He currently works with several organizations in Nigeria, Liberia, and in the United States. He is currently the Chief Executive Officer of Ictel Services Limited, a leading African technology and consulting firm. Thank you so much for moderating this session. Please have your seat. I am very pleased to introduce one of our panelists, and the very first person on my list is Mr. Efemana Ogie, the head of partnership at MoneyPoint. However, he's been powerfully represented this morning, or this afternoon rather, by Mr. Emmanuel Abadi, the strategic partnership manager at MoneyPoint. Very quickly, I would like to read out, yes, please. I'd like to read out Mr. Efemina's bio, just to give you a sense of why he has sent somebody here to represent him today, and definitely knowing that Mr. Emmanuel would do a very excellent job at that. Efemina Oge is a seasoned professional with extensive experience in the financial services industry. He currently serves as the head of partnerships at MoneyPoint, and in this role, he is responsible for spearheading strategic partnerships and collaborations to drive business growth and enhance customer experience. He is being represented by the Strategic Partnership Manager, Mr. Emmanuel Abadi. A round of applause one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I am also pleased to welcome on stage another panelist for this session, where we'll be looking at the impact of regulations on fintech operations and innovation. Join me, ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding applause as I bring up stage Mrs. Ochanya Dan Ugo, Director and Chief Risk Officer, Unified Payment Services. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ochanya Dan Ugo is a distinguished professional serving as a Director and Group Chief Risk Officer with a career spanning over decades. She grew the risk management department to a directorate level with her prowess. Before joining the company in 2005, Ochanya served as a Chief Superintendent of Narcotics and a Principal Staff Officer in Records Management Intelligence at the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, where she garnered her intelligence and investigative skills. You're very welcome, ma'am. And finally, I am very happy to introduce to us Dr. Babatunde Ogenebruche Obrima, the Chief Operating Officer of FinTech Association of Nigeria. He's a multi-skilled individual with working experiences spanning the banking sector, non-bank financial services sector, financial consulting services, project management, and public sector. To represent Dr. Babatunde Obrima here this afternoon, I am very happy to introduce us to Mr. Seun Folorunsho, the General Manager, FinTech. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please. Today we'll be taking a look at how regulations affect the FinTech industry and seeing that my own expertise lies in speaking plenty English. I would like to hand over the mic to those who know how and what to do with the FinTech industry. Over to you, sir.
All right, good afternoon. All right, so the introductions have been done. My job here is to be the moderator, and the experts, my co-panelists, will respond. So let me start with the, so basically what we're going to do today is basically to ask questions, and then I will allow the team here and each of them to respond to the question as briefly as possible. So as the lady said, we are looking at FinTech, the impact of regulations on FinTech operations and innovations. I'm sure we all know what FinTech is. We know FinTech has been affecting our lives in marvelous ways, especially in current times. We have MoneyPoint here. A lot of these guys are doing a lot of wonderful things, you know, and quite a number of them out there as well. Okay? Now, there's a whole lot of potential in this industry, which includes things like technology-enabled innovation in financial services, which has increased greatly over the past decade. Now, the question is that, is regulatory framework meeting up with the innovations happening in that industry, especially concerning risk, and how those risks are addressed. Fintech is being used across financial services to generate efficiencies and lower cost to firms, improve compliance, and help regulatory authorities achieve their objectives. Importantly, fintech is having an impact on markets, not just locally, but all over the world. So my first question is this. What is the state of regulations in fintech? Is regulations in Nigeria moving at par with innovations? Okay, so I'll give each of you some few minutes, 2 minutes, to respond to the question. Okay, madam, starting with you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I hope my mic is working. Okay.
I'm not sure it's on.
I particularly feel delighted because a gathering like this gives us the opportunity to discuss issues and then to profile solutions and come up with recommendations on how we move the ecosystem forward. And interestingly, we're talking about fintech. Fintech has been so explosive in the recent times in Nigeria. In fact, it's looking like we are leading the world in terms of innovations that are coming through these fintech organizations. And we are pretty doing so well. But the question is, in as much as we are doing well, is the regulations guiding our activities in this ecosystem also doing well? Are they at par with the heavy movement, the pace at which the fintech organizations are going? And to answer that, I would say they are doing well. But then there is a need for them to run at the same pace at which the fintech organizations are going. There are a lot of innovations in the financial sector. There are a lot of startups also coming up. But if these startups are coming up, what is the entry level requirement for them? How prepared is the environment for them? In terms of infrastructure, in terms of the security of the infrastructure, the regulation itself, is it doing well? So we need to be able to find a balance. And if we do not do well in terms of regulations, you may think that we are doing well in the organizations or with the organizations that are springing up, but then it will be short-lived. Because if you do not take care of the infrastructural requirements, the security of this infrastructure, once they are hit with the things that are going around, especially cybersecurity, then we crumble. Then we lose the money that we have invested in these, startups. So there is a need for us to chart a way forward so that the innovations are going side by side with the regulations. And when we also talk about these regulations, we should be mindful of the fact that regulation also can hinder the growth of these organizations. We are talking about capital requirement. Is it commensurate with the size and the capacity of these startups? The regulations we have, are they targeted at the fintech organizations, or we are improvising with the existing regulations guiding the traditional institutions? If we do not come up with specific regulations targeting at the startups and these fintech organizations, we may be killing them. We may not be giving them the opportunity to grow. So those are the issues that regulators should think through, and then we come up with relevant guidelines to be able to grow these organizations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. I mean, that's a very insightful one that you have told us. So please go
Yes,
ahead.
thank you, and thank you for having us here. I'll pick up from where Ochanya stopped. The need to balance innovation with regulation is a key thing. And when you look across the globe, it's a no-brainer that technology, innovation is always is a global slogan, always ahead of regulation, right? So all over the globe, not only Nigeria, but what we then need to do, and we've seen, if I'm to put it in a simple sentence, I would say the state of regulation in Nigeria is dynamic, and it's also evolving, and that's just a common trend from across the globe, owing to the fact that, you know, innovation is always at the pace of light. As we are trying to catch up with one innovation, another one has hit you, right? So we see that pace, but of course, the dimension of the regulator is always that we need to balance innovation with regulation, as Ochanya has said. We also need to, as we are innovating, we need to also have consumer protection in sight. We have to always think about consumer, right? And of course, the regulators are always also, CBN will also always look at financial stability as a key thing. So we see that innovation, regulation is evolving, and you know, we are then seeing a lot of movement as well. We've seen fantastic movement from the CBN, from SEC, from NIDA, from NCC, and we see all of them coming together to say, yeah, we want innovation, yeah, we want fintech to continue to thrive, but we must build a guardrail around what we are doing in the overall interest of the economy, because the value fintechs bring to the table is so enormous. But for us to sustain that value, we must always balance innovation with regulation. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Oge, please.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I think that the 50 have said a lot. I would also probably the work that the regulatory landscape in Nigeria is evolving in a good way. To the tune that we have over 100 fintechs that are driving some of the mandates of the CBN today. Like they mentioned, financial inclusion in Nigeria has thrived, you know, on the strength of existing regulation. You know, we can't take that away. And when we're saying regulation, the necessity of regulation is for stability in the country and in the economy at large. So regulation is very important.
Okay.
And you know, if you're a young person who is building, it feels as though regulation is stifling you. Yeah. It's like, I want to build this product, but I need to have this license, I need to have that. Yeah. But there are necessities, because like he's mentioned, consumer protection is very, very paramount. Okay. So I would say that we're doing very well in terms of regulation, but like they mentioned as well, technology is evolving, and I think that one thing that is helping with that in our climate is that channels have been put in place for the regulators and the players to interact.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so this information exchange is helping, and you know, I will continue to help the way the regulation is looked at, because we do not want to be reactive with regulation. You know, we want to be proactive. So you see that in our time now, we're moving towards cashless payments with technologies like NFC, QR payments, some of which are not yet, you know, very, very much prevalent in our client because of, you know, customer awareness. Okay. You know, and education of customers and where we are at as a people to accept before adopting certain technologies. Yeah. But I think that overall that our regulatory landscape is thriving, it is helping, and with, you know, more collaboration we can do more.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, it's gladdening actually to hear that the regulators are catching up with at least they're working hard, they're making the attempt. But it's also important to have clarity about certain things, you know. Is there a framework that the regulatory authorities is using to work with these organizations? For example, is there an association? Is there an integration of technologies and processes? communication done between, the businesses and the organizations. I mean, you guys have said something glowing about our regulators, which is really very glad need to hear. But do we have a framework that they use for this regulation? All right, madam.
Well, like I said, there is a need to have a targeted guideline for the fintech ecosystem. Currently, the CBN Act, the CAMA Act, SEC, the National Data Protection Commission, they are all regulators and they regulate the financial services ecosystem. And so the relevant regulations guiding the traditional banks are still what is used for the fintechs. And so I keep saying there is a need for collaboration between the fintech ecosystem and the regulators, because there is a need for them to study what goes on within that ecosystem. Because if you do not study it, if you do not sit down with them to understudy what they do, you may not know where the risks lie. You may not know where the gaps would be. And so for you to be able to regulate them well, there is a need for synergy. And so when you come together and you know what they do, and you know the technology that is being used, and you understand the processes within the interplay of these technologies, you are then able to identify the flaws, and then you come up with a guideline. So we need to have that, because there is a lot of risk inherent in those processes. The issue of the people, technology, and process, the interplay of these three brings to bear on the security of the whole system. And we are as good as the organizations we lead. I'm as good as the organization that I lead. If I do not understand what I'm leading and who I'm leading, how do I provide that leadership? So there's a need for that synergy, like I said. There are so many issues of cybersecurity now. And it is very rampant because fintechs, they are not as, I don't want to say they are not as secured, but then there is a need for them to up their game. Most of them are interested in profitability. How do I make this money quickly? And we know the generation we're talking about. When you want to bring them back to say, please, put this in place before you go to the market, you're wasting their time. And they feel they already know. But until they get their fingers burnt, they will not listen. So there is a need for us to pay attention to risk management. And I also feel that before we give licenses, even though we have requirements, we must do a form of an assessment of these organizations, of these startups. You have your requirements. You go to the location. Some of them are virtual. You interview them to say, do you meet these requirements? Do you meet these risk management requirements? And you check against your list. And then you are able to now certify. They are also doing very well in terms